Like I said to you before, we have no control over the spirit when we die. In fact, what happens immediately after we die is that, our spirit, our human spirit, by the way, is not just a spirit inside of us, that is like us. Is our human spirit in the brain, okay, goes up to God, and it's like we give up the ghost. That's why they use the expression in the Old Testament, for example, that he gave up the ghost, so she gave up the ghost, because that's what happens. We give up the ghost, it goes straight to heaven, and I will explain this further in Ecclesiastics, of course, later on, of how this is the process of what exactly happens when we die. Okay, so basically, what happens is this. Okay, our human spirit goes up to God, and he places it in heaven somewhere where he keeps it for us, okay, to later connect it with our body, okay, with our spiritual body. In the meantime, what happens to us is we simply are dead. We simply become, dust and ashes, and we go into a sleep, into an eternal sleep, okay? There's no function in the brain or nothing. Our body disintegrates, etc., etc. I will explain this a little later on, but continuing with this study, okay, we all have the same end. Ecclesiastes 3, verses 9 through 21. Ecclesiastes 3, chapter 3, and verses 19 through 21. And it reads there in verse 19. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go unto one place, all out of the dust, and all turn to dust again. You see, that's what happens in the grave. We go back to dust. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upwards? You see, is saying exactly what I just told you before. The spirit of man, that is the spirit that goes back to God, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. So you see, the animals also have a spirit, but it goes down to the earth. It doesn't go up to God. I don't know why, but obviously, they don't have a human spirit. They have an animal spirit. Okay? And I will explain that later. In Ecclesiastes 12, verse 7, look what it says. Ecclesiastes 12, verse 7 reads, Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So you see, the human spirit goes to God who gave it. That's the first thing that happens. Now, continuing in our study, the spirit world explained further. I'm going to explain more about the spirit world because, people believe that there are ghosts and there are other spirits out there, and they think that they're dead humans that are showing up, like family members and, things like that. And so we all have seen how these so-called ghost hunters go and visit haunted houses and cemeteries, and they try to record and catch, sophisticated, supposed ghostly activity in their sophisticated devices and cameras, right? Well, what they really capture in this type of videos is demonic entities and spirits, that is, evil spirits, that are placed in every location like this, and they try to, and in cemeteries also as well. That's why, the demoniac that Jesus encountered with a legion was in a cemetery, and they have demonic activity in these places. So what you see there is that there is a lot of powers or spirits in there. Let's look at Ephesians 6 verse 12 so we can understand this. Ephesians 6 verse 12. So I'm looking at Ephesians 6 and verse 12.